fitness were a commodity sold at a shop in a mall, would you queue up to buy it? And if six-pack abs were available for sale, how much would you pay to get yourself a set? Welcome, ladies and gents, to the show that's going to snap you out of these daydreams and show you how to be truly healthy. Welcome to the Men's Health and Women's Health Show. On the show today, Esha Gupta sizzles on the new cover of Women's Health India. Dr. Vishal Preetmani goes from 126 kilos to 77 and sends the message, it's easier than you think. And our restaurant spy goes snacking while watching cricket. See how she watches the game and watches what she eats as well. First up is a story that's going to have every guy who dreams of having a six-pack sit Google-eyed and watch with his abs flexed. SixPack Meals is a food supply company in Mumbai that specializes in providing meals that can help you carve that elusive six-pack. On their client list are superstars like Ranveer Singh, Katrina Kaif and Ranbir Kapoor, so they're obviously good. Here's how to eat clean like the superstars.
And that's where the science and business of what will make it to an A-lister's dabba comes in.
We serve 6 meals a day, 6 days a week, Sundays being in your off day or your cheat day, and we cater to you throughout the month.
We deliver food to many of the Bollywood stars and businessmen and businesswomen here in Mumbai.
We try and inculcate a lot of new age, new world food trends, something like quinoa. So we do a quinoa biryani with something called as omega-3 raita.
Kangana Raganu and Ranbir Kapoor, Katrina Kaif and Akshay Kumar and Ranveer Singh and many, many more.
A lot of new dishes, a lot of exciting dishes, and we make sure that we break the myth of healthy food being boring.
Ranbir Kapoor waltzed his way into Bollywood wearing just a towel. And now, to keep himself in shape, he performs functional training and plyometrics. So what does Ranbir Kapoor's dabba have in it? Ranbir's alleged girlfriend, Katrina Kaif, made a lot of hearts skip a beat with her killing looks as well as her performance in Bang Bang. And what goes into a tiffin box? Ranveer Singh in Ram Leela. And this is what his diet chart looks like.
We're now working with Shahid Kapoor and he's a vegan and he's very particular with his food. And right now he has a movie coming out where he has to be very, very tight and hard, shredded and a little bit more muscles. So because he's vegan, we have to really think and create something that has enough protein for him. Because normal with the vegan diet is that the protein will not be fulfilled. So what we do is experimenting them with different other sources like tofu, soy protein, and even pea protein and rice protein. So we can get the right source of protein, but still it tastes nicely for him. But anyway, then we can compare him to another client like Sid Malhotra, that is now getting ready for his movie Brothers. So now we have to be even specific with him. He has to grow into his part. And he eats differently. He eats a lot of food and he eats meat, so we can give him a lot of chicken and a lot of eggs and things like that to get him to grow, fish. And every meal contains a high amount of good carbohydrates.
Ranbir Kapoor, chicken teriyaki skewers with buckwheat noodle and green beans in sesame dressing. Katrina Kaif, deviled eggs with chicken roll. Ranveer Singh, chicken biryani. Alia Bhatt, Marika's special power pack mush. Shahid Kapoor, soy nuggets with herbed spiced sweet potato mash. Siddharth Malhotra, burger with masala, sweet potato fries.
Now we all know Esha Gupta as a Bollywood star and a former Miss India. But did you also know that she's an irrepressible foodie? How does she eat all that food and stay fit and fine? As the cover girl on Women's Health this month, she tells us how.
Hi, this is Esha Gupta. I really believe that if you have a great team, you can touch anything and make it gold. And I think this was one of such shoots.
Esha Gupta at the shoot was a dream to work with. She walks in, she's friendly with everybody, she's friendly with the photographer, with a makeup person. And she constantly has this music playing in the background. So one of the things we asked her was, what would the background music of your life be? And she said it'll be 18 till I die. And that pretty much sums up who she is.
As a magazine, it's really different. It's more informative. So I think it's good to be on a cover of such a magazine.
What's not to love about Esha Gupta? She's young, she's 25, she's got a fabulous figure, she's 5'7", and she looks absolutely stunning.
Being more aware of yourself, that's what fitness is.
She's an Air Force officer's daughter, and the kind of ethics that her family has instilled in her is one of the working girls, and it fits perfectly into the women's health working girl issue.
I love having fruits, I love having vegetables. So I end up having a lot of salads and fruits just in general. But it's just apart from that, I think I do weight training a lot. So I love doing a lot of different things. Like I love playing squash, love swimming. You know, luckily I don't have a sweet tooth, but I really love spicy food. So I miss Delhi for like the spicy food, like, I don't know, pav bhaji and chola bhatura and like things like these, like proper foodie things. Catch me on the cover of Women's Health magazine.
World-renowned brain expert Professor Murali Doraiswamy concludes his series for our show this week. The big question of the day, how does exercise help the brain?
Folks, here's the brain doctor's question for the day. Why is exercise so good for the brain? You know, we all know that exercise does amazing things for our heart health. We know we feel better, and we know we get a high when we go on long runs. But is exercise truly beneficial for your brain, and does it protect you from brain diseases? The answer, it turns out, is yes. One of the biggest research studies on exercise was done by us at Duke University in the US, where we studied 200 people in between the ages of 25 and 50. And what we found was that exercise affects something like 25 different brain chemicals. The first thing that it does is it boosts blood supply to the brain. And you know, the brain takes up 20% of all of the blood supply in the body. So blood supply is very critical for peak cognitive performance. The second thing that exercise does is it strengthens and actually physically changes the size of many brain regions and makes them more resistant to the effects of aging. The third thing that exercise does, it boosts levels of a brain chemical called nerve growth factor, which is really a fertilizer for the brain, and it enables the nerve cells in the brain to make more connections and stronger connections. So what are the three takeaways? Make sure that you exercise at least 3 times a week for at least 30 minutes. The best kinds of exercise for your brain are walking, slow pace of jogging. There is a tip that you always exercise at a pace where you can think. Very strenuous exercise really can be toxic to the brain if done intensely for long periods of time. And the third and the most important tip as far as exercise is really be consistent. Try to exercise no matter where you are, whether you're on a trip, whether you're on a vacation, whether you're in an office having a late day, always schedule time for exercise. Get it out of the way first thing in the morning.
Next up is a mega weight loss story with tens of kilos of inspiration. Dr. Vishal Preetmani went from 126 kilos to 77, and when he got fit, he called Men's Health to report it. Here's him giving you advice that you really can't ignore.
Hi, this is Vishal Preetmani. I was around 126.6 kg. And I was successful losing around 50 kgs of my body weight in 1.5 years. Basically, losing weight is not just going to the gym or working out or doing cardio or stuff like that, dieting. Yes, all those things really matter, but the thing is that it's the support from your friends, colleagues, your family, and yes, in my case, my trainer too. So they constantly boost you up and provide that extra Midas touch to your achievement. Motivation part in my case would be a special thanks to Mr. Jamal Sheikh. Basically, I started reading the Men's Health magazine once I joined work. I never knew that a magazine or a column as such exists too for people, and such a motivation, and that sort of motivated me also to get a spree onto my goals. Prior to joining the gym, I didn't do any kind of a physical activity. I never played any sport. Now I do a lot of cardio. I even weight train myself and include a lot of functional exercises. Core exercises like squats, deadlifts, they make you more tougher. So unless you're dieting, you need to be strict and disciplined onto your diet, and the workout also really does matter. But I feel 60 to 70% is a diet. When you have a lot of weight to lose, so you reach at points like plateau weights or something like that, where you're stuck up onto a particular weight for weeks. But a small change in your diet and the exercise or the workout pattern does the trick, I guess. Actually, my prior diet was very poor. The first meal of my day began at around 5 in the evening. Now, yes, I feel that I eat food because my food includes a proper balanced diet with breakfast, lunch and dinner. I include fruits, vegetables, egg whites and a lot of lean meat and all that stuff. There's no particular thing as a diet that you follow, but it's a complete change in lifestyle. So yes, you need to go on with that throughout your life. New change in lifestyle. Don't change for anyone, but be the change itself.
With that, it's time to head into a short break, but there's a lot of good food on the other side, so don't go anywhere. Coming up after the break, our restaurant spy goes snacking while watching cricket. See how she watches the game and watches what she eats as well. Welcome back. You're watching the Men's Health and Women's Health show, and I'm your host Jamal Sheikh. If you thought cricket season was an excuse for binge snacking and beer guzzling, think again. Our restaurant spy is back to show you how to indulge in all the wrong things and turn them right.
The World Cup season is on and there's no denying that sports and food go hand in hand. But while you're planning to watch a game with your friends, it can get quite tricky to decide on what to munch on. So we thought to spy on a sports cafe today. Well, I'm at the Beer Cafe in New Delhi and our nutrition expert Lavneet Batra will be here soon. Let's see what she picks.
People think they overeat because of taste or hunger, but that's not always true. You overeat in distraction as well. Especially when you are with your friends enjoying a game, food is not always on your mind. But it is still important to choose the right choices. I've ordered for corn bale and nachos. They're both made with corn, but the corn bale is made with whole corn kernels, which is higher in fiber as compared to nachos, which is made with refined flour. The corn bale is much lower in fat as compared to the nachos. Also, nachos have double the amount of calories as compared to the corn bale. When you are having nachos, restrict your portion size to not more than 6 to 8 pieces. But if you are watching out for your sodium content in the diet, or if you have high blood pressure, go for corn bale because nachos can be high in sodium. Today I've also ordered for 2 chicken starters, chicken tikka and chicken koli vada. Chicken tikka is made with hunkered batter as opposed to chicken koli vada, which is battered and deep fried. So it's always preferable to go for chicken tikka because it's low in saturated fat as compared to a battered fried chicken. Chicken is a complete protein, but have it grilled or boiled instead of frying it because that really increases the fat content of the lean meat. If you're enjoying your game with chicken starters, for chicken tikka you can go for 4 pieces at a time as opposed to a fried battered chicken, just go for 2 pieces. Incomplete without a pizza party. 1 slice of thin crust pizza will count for 1 chapati. So if you are having it as your main meal, you can have 2 slices of thin crust pizza. It's always better to go for wheat crust pizza because it is lower in glycemic load and will not cause sudden spike in your blood sugar levels. I've also ordered taco. Taco, if you're having 1 at a time, that will count for 1 chapati. But be very careful of the fillings you choose for your taco. Avoid sour cream, cheese and deep fried beans. Instead, opt for salads and vegetables with grilled paneer or chicken. Taco is made with corn flour, which is gluten-free and can be a great option for celiac or gluten-intolerant people. But if you're not gluten intolerant, you do not need to delete gluten from your diet. When you're enjoying your game, your snacks should be portion controlled. If you want to enjoy some free foods, go for low energy density foods such as vegetables, salads, fruits or hung curd based dressings. Also, just don't hang around the food too much and focus more on the games and enjoyment.
With that, we come to the end of yet another episode. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jamal Sheikh for more regular updates. And don't shirk that workout, because we won't be happy with your fit, not until you're at your fittest.